Hello everyone, Richard here at Calvin Wazoo, where you can find someone who's turning so you can come around. And we're doing a Song X song, and the ones we have here is Neil Young's Tonight's the Night, and then Sleeps with Angels. And interestingly, these are two very similar albums. They are similar in that they are both dark in many respects, and they both deal with self-destructive lives and death and things just not always going the way you want them to. And Tonight's the Night is the earlier one. This is from 1975. It largely pays homage to both Bruce Berry, who was a roadie stagehand who died of an overdose, and also to an homage to Danny Whitten from Crazy Horse, who also died of an overdose. And then we have Sleeps with Angels, of which a great deal of the content deals, as I say, with self-destructive behaviors. There's a couple songs in here that deal directly with wasted lives. And during the recording of this record, Kurt Cobain died. Kurt Cobain was somebody, I believe there was a mutual respect between Kurt Cobain and Neil Young. Yeah, and they're both really great albums. I love each one of them. And as I started going into this, I started to realize that, wow, some of the matchups between the different songs were tough, to make a choice. There were not very many matches in which it was easy for me to say, yeah, this is the better song. It was really quite challenging, and we'll get started here with track one, which is My Heart from Sleeps with Angels, and then the opening track is the title track, Tonight's the Night, from this one. So My Heart starts on the upright piano. It's a lovely melody. It's kind of somber, but I love when Neil Young does a song on an upright piano. It's just so very cool. And then, we've got the title song, opening track here, Tonight's the Night. And it's got this really lovely, I say lovely, but I really mean it, and ragged. It's a lovely ragged and imperfect edge to it. In fact, the whole album has that ragged and note of imperfection. If you know anything about the recording process, what was going on when they were recording the album. It's a very personal song, and you really feel it with Neil's singing, and it's about Bruce Berry. So both songs are really great. I mean, it was right off the bat, it was kind of difficult for me to make a decision which one was going to be the better song. And I'm going to go with Tonight's the Night for the win. So with the first track, we are going with Tonight's the Night with 1-0 for Sleeps with Angels. Well, let's see how things go with the next track. We've got the track 2 from Sleeps with Angels is Prime of Life. And then we've got Speaking Out from Tonight's the Night. Now, Prime of Life has this real grungy feel to it. The pan flute is really kind of a nice touch in that song, and it's got this almost surreal ambiance to it. Speaking Out You've got Niels Lofgren, who is playing the upright piano. Very honky-tonk feel to it. Again, both songs, really good. Really, really good. I mean, Primal Life is, yes, it's good, and it's got that like grunge drone guitar tone going on that I really love with Neil Young. But man, the honky tonk kind of feel to Speaking Out is. So I'm gonna go with Speaking Out for the win. Yeah. So all right, now we got Tonight's the Night with 2 to 0 for Sleeps with Angels. Wow, I'm getting surprised here because these are both. I love Sleeps with Angels. This is such a great recording. All right, well, on track 3, we've got World on a String. And then we've got Drive By on Sleeps with Angels. Now, World on a String has got that Neil Young funky kind of groove to it. It's ragged, and the singing is barely in key, but that's kind of part of the charm to this song, in my view. And then Drive By is a really dark song. It's dark mood. There's this dark ambiance to it. Neil Young's voice is so ethereal, and it's even in the recording they give it this slight echo. The bridge in the song kind of sounds like it was borrowed from Unknown Legend of Harvest Moon, from the Harvest Moon, recording. But it's still a really, really good song. But I'm going to go with, World on a String, because I think the imperfections are what makes it so endearing. I really do like that. Well, now, Tonight's the Night's 3 to Sleeps with Angels 0. Okay, wow. All right, strong album. They're both strong albums, okay? I mean, these weren't clear differences between the two. Tonight's the Night. I'm leaning on that one right now. Well, track 4, we've got the title track, Sleeps with Angels. And then we have Borrowed Time on Tonight's the Night. So Sleeps with Angels is this like really booming and thunderous grunge feel. I mean, it's great listening to it with really loud. I mean, it's that kind of song. Borrowed Tune is very different. All right, these two songs are very different from each other. You've got the piano and the harmonica going on, but it's one of those Neil Young songs. It just goes right to the heart. Man, again, these are both really, really excellent songs. And, I'm going to go with Borrowed Tune for the win. It's just a little bit better. And in my opinion, I mean, I like it. I'm not saying it's a better song. I just like it a little bit better than Sleeps with Angels. So, 4 now for Tonight's the Night, and we still got 0 for Sleeps with Angels. Okay, well, now track 5 comes up, and we've got this rocker with Come On Baby, Let's Go Downtown versus Western Hero from Sleeps with Angels. Now, Come On Baby is a Danny Whitten song, and it was written in part by Danny Whitten, I think mostly by Danny Whitten, and this is a recording that was not part of the Tonight's the Night sessions. All right, this was recorded, Come On Baby, Let's Go Downtown was recorded at the Fillmore East. So it was recorded before Danny Whitten died. And so you've got Whitten on vocals. And like I say, it's a solid rocker. And Danny Whitten's vocals are just really, really strong. It's such a good song. Western Hero is another somber song, featuring piano. And, it's kind of weird in a way, in the way the songs are put together. And this happens a lot on this particular release. You've got the comparison, at the start of the song between these two heroic icons. One of them is this Western gunman, the sheriff, carrying his 6-gun, keeping order. And it's considered, a Western hero of yore, so to speak. And then we've got the verse about the soldier in World War II, storming the beaches of Normandy, which Neil kind of implies in the song that this particular kind of hero is kind of forgotten, not necessarily thought of as much. And then later in the song, we've got this new Western hero, the rich businessman, who is turned into now this icon of admiration among people. So there's this dark, cynical side, throughout Sleeps with Angels. I do want to really choose Western Hero as my favorite track of the two. But man, come on, baby. It's so perfect in its simplicity. And it's fitting. It just really fits well with the record, because it's Danny Whitten. So yeah, come on, baby, for the win. So now Tonight's the Night has 5-0 for Sleeps with Angels. So I was getting kind of surprised here because they're both really strong, and I really, really love this recording. Yeah, I need to, we'll see. We'll see how things, go on. So the next track is going to be Change Your Mind from Sleeps with Angels, and then Mellow My Mind, backside, from Tonight's the Night. Now, Change Your Mind is an epic song that's built around Neil's grunting grunge guitar. The sounds that he's getting out of the guitar, it's like that Old Black is like possessed. Mellow My Mind is a decent song, though it's probably the weakest song, in my opinion, on this release. And the raggediness of Neil's voice is not quite as endearing as it is on the others. So this was the one track 6, that it was easier to pick one that I favored over the other. And so Change Your Mind, to me, is the clear winner between the two. So now we've got 5 for Sleeps with Angels and 1 for Sleeps with Angels, 5 for Tonight's the Night. So we finally, got one on there for Sleeps with Angels. Well, we'll go to track 7. And we've got Roll Another Number from Tonight's the Night, and then Blue Eden from Sleeps with Angels. So Roll Another Number is a classic, all right? It's this countrified, stoner rock, honky-tonk song. You got Ben Keith on slide guitar. Really, really good. But, it's not my favorite recording of this particular song. I like the performance of this song on a few other different recordings. And so, yeah. And then Blue Eden, though, all right? Blue Eden is this drag you down in the pits of psychedelic blues masterpiece. It is just, the song is menacing. Perhaps you could think of it as an homage to Kurt Cobain, because Kurt did die during the recording sessions for this release. Others have said that it's loosely based on a John Lee Hooker song, Hoochie Coochie Man. But man, it's just like this psychedelic rock in the pits of despairing blues, and it is great. Such a great song. So yeah, Blue Eden for the win. So now Sleeps with Angels has 2, but Tonight's the Night, it's got 5, better songs in my opinion, racked up already. Well, we come to track 8, and we've got Safeway Cart and up against Albuquerque. Now, Safeway Cart, I've heard other people say Safeway Cart just, what the hell is this? It doesn't quite make a lot of sense to them. But this is another haunting and very harrowing tune that ventures into drug-addled territory, okay? And it's a song, the image of the Safeway cart just rolling down the street, it's aimless and it's going to crash into things, it's going to ding cars, it's going to cause havoc, okay? And that's what the life of an addict is. And that's, what Neil is doing, and the way he uses that runaway Safeway cart is such a great metaphor. And, you've got that line in there about baby's TV eyes, is that like a little bit of an homage to Iggy Pop and the Stooges and their song TVI. And then throughout the song, you've got Ralph Molina on drums with those rim knocks that are just so eerie, just really, really adds to the song. Now, Albuquerque is another ethereal song, and the slide guitar in this song is just really, really excellent. I mean, it's a good song, but up against Safeway Cart, to me, it's no match, because the symbolism in Safeway Cart is so much stronger and more meaningful. So Safeway Cart for the win. Now we got Sleeps with Angels with 3 songs to 5 from Tonight's the Night. Okay, getting into some very better tracks with Sleeps with Angels. At least when we're talking about when viewed up against Tonight's the Night. All right, track 9 is New Mama from Tonight's the Night, and then it's up against the Train of Love on Sleeps with Angels. So New Mama is anchored by an acoustic guitar with that signature picking and strumming style, that Neil Young it's instantly recognizable. It's got kind of a Harvest vibe to it, that album. And it even, in some ways I get a feeling a little bit of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, the kind of songs that they created together. Train of Love also has a bit of a retro feel to it, going back to Harvest Moon. But it's also very similar to Western Hero, a track earlier on this. So it does come off as being a little reductive in that way, but it's still a really good song, and it's a really nice break from the darkness of the previous songs. But yeah, I'm going to go with New Mama for the win. Do like that one. So yeah, all right, we got Tonight's the Night now has 6 to Sleeps with Angels with 3. Then we come to track 10. And on Sleeps with Angels, it's Trans Am, and then Lookout Joe for track 10 on Tonight's the Night. Okay, so Trans Am brings back that dark mood that was so dominating, with those middle tracks. And it does kind of seem, I don't know, comes off a little bit random, I mean, in terms of the lyrical content, you're starting off, you've got pioneers and their wagon trains, and then you start, Trans Am, I guess it's used in the context of, Trans-America. But then you've got the other part where it's very specific. The lyrics are very specific to a Trans Am automobile. Lookout Joe is just this dazed rocker. Now, this was another song that was not recorded at the same time as the others from Tonight's the Night were recorded, and it was done with the Stray Gators. So it is another song that, in the totality of the release, you could say maybe it's a bit anachronistic. It's a tough choice. They're both pretty much on par. But I kind of like the story and music a little better on Lookout Joe. It's just a little more cohesive, a little more straightforward, easier to grasp. So yeah, I kind of like that one better. So Tonight's the Night is now up to 7 songs with 3 for Sleeps with Angels. We're getting close to the end now. Track 11. We've got Tired Eyes, all right, from Tonight's the Night. And then Piece of Crap from Sleeps with Angels. So Tired Eyes is this song about a drug deal that went bad and someone got shot. And it happened near, I can't remember if it was near Neil's home or if it happened near a home where Neil was at a party or something like that. But it's something that happened like almost right outside their door. It's a very ragged song. Parts of it are even, the voice and the instruments are, slightly out of tune, but it does all kind of work together. Piece of Crap is this angry song. It's just rails against shitty products. And it's funny, and it's a great rocker. It's got some really great guitar riffs and like mini solos. Really solid song. And yeah, I'm going to go with Piece of Crap for the win over Tired Eyes. Tired Eyes is a good song, but Piece of Crap is better in my opinion. So Tonight's the Night has got 7 songs still to 4 now with Sleeps with Angels. Well, we're down to the last tracks. And that's going to be A Dream That Can Last from Sleeps with Angels with the Tonight's the Night Part 2, sort of a reprise of the opening track. Yeah, with A Dream That Can Last. You've got that plonky upright piano again, and I just love it. I just love the sound that it gives to the song. And I love the chorus to this song, about dying or gone to heaven. The cupboards are empty. The cupboards are bare. Ain't nothing to eat. But the streets are paved with gold. I just kind of love that. And it's a great closer for this album. It just really works well as a closer. So Tonight's the Night Part 2 really isn't all that different from, Part 1, the opening track. But it also is a very appropriate closer for the album. But nonetheless, I'm going to go with A Dream That Can Last for the better song between these two. So the final count is Tonight's the Night with 7 up against Sleeps with Angels with 5. And wow, that was kind of surprising in a way. I really kind of thought it would be a little closer, and I actually kind of thought this one was going to come out ahead because I really do love this recording. But there's no denying and especially if you read the history of the recording process for this. This is a great album. So, hey, what do you think? Okay, put your thoughts and comments in the Down Under. I do really appreciate getting them. Do you maybe for you Tonight's the Night is a clear winner over Sleeps with Angels. And maybe it's the other way around, maybe it's a little closer. So, hey, yeah, share that in the Down Under. Remember that you can find me on Instagram as NewsDude76. That's NEWZDUDE 76. There is a playlist for all my song videos, link in the Down Under. And then you can also find me on Facebook as Kelvin Wazoo, where I not only post these videos, but I post other videos of music-related content and other articles, etc. On there. So thumbs up, please. I really appreciate the thumbs up because it helps with distribution of content. You should be doing that with any videos, any of the people in the VC who are creating videos. And if you enjoy that video, hitting that thumbs up helps them with the distribution of their content. And as always, remember to pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.